respond to the question from Councillor Dai in relation to the new planning white paper?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have some internet problems. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you. Thank you for the question, Councillor Day. It's an interesting question, of course, very topical. There are, as you'll be aware, 2 government consultation documents. They're substantial, and they do in themselves propose wide-ranging changes to the current planning system. So I have to say to you, Councillor Day, it would take a fair bit of time to overview the proposals comprehensively this evening within the context of this questions to Cabinet element of our meeting. I think it's also worth stating that the first of these initiatives has just finished its consultation period, and the other is still out for consultation until the end of the month. So the devil is always in the detail, Councillor Day, you'll be aware, and what's being proposed now might not actually be legislated without some changes after the consultation process. So I'd be happy, more than happy, to provide a written response regarding the effect of any planning changes to this authority, but only, I think, sensibly until the proposals are in some form of representative policy. I hope that would satisfy you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Councillor Day, do you have a follow-up question?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to make a couple of points and raise a question. Under the changes to the current planning system white paper, affordability is not given appropriate weighting using the standard method, as it sees growth more for least affordable areas and it directs growth to the more affordable areas. So for Peterborough, a near 40% increase, that's 1,300 houses, are proposed to be built a year under these proposals. We've only achieved that once in the last 20 years in Peterborough. So if these do go through, and I have heard that the tone of the I've read the document, the tone of the document is this will happen. And once it's passed through, it will happen quickly, though that level of building will prove difficult. Also, with the raising the affordable housing threshold to 40 to 50 dwellings will have significant impacts on the council's ability to deliver affordable housing. It will also impact affordable housing in rural areas. And with the permission in principle proposals, this will result in reduced requirements placed on developers, reduced control at local level in decision making, and financial implications for Peterborough City Council, because there will be reduced planning fees for developers. Some of us are calling this the Builders' Charter. So my question is, how are these proposals compatible with the environmental bill and environmental law? And how will the reduced control of local levels in decision making affect our local plan? Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Hiller, do you want to come back?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for the follow-up questions and points of interest that you mentioned, Councillor Day. I've been actively involved with the Council's response to both of these planning initiatives, and I would repeat, they are out to consultation, or one is still out to consultation, one's just finished. So, as I said to you before, the devil is in the detail. So I think to predict what actually may be legislated for, I think wouldn't probably be particularly sensible at this point in time, until such time as government has firmed up with the proposals against, I have to say, you know, a fair degree of opposition. You mentioned the housing test increase based on an algorithm. I personally don't think that's viable. We are a particularly high performing local planning authority. We're building more houses than we are targeted for currently. To increase that by something approaching 40% is bonkers in my opinion, but that's what we are up against currently. I can't really comment on any of the points you make until I know exactly what's being legislated for, but I hear what you're saying. I don't think we're disagreeing. The affordability level from 40 to 50, of course, that is a deep concern to myself and a number of other people. But we have made very good representations. MPs, my own MP, Shailesh Vara, is particularly anxious that government listen to what it is we're saying. And what we are saying is based on sound common sense. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Hira. Councillor Howell. Sorry, question 6 from Councillor Howell. Councillor Allen